got 27 years of hating inside that trunk. Just waiting to be let out. You believe me, boy. It'll get to her.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Forgive me, Papa. It's got to be this way.
Why? With my brain on fire and my heart between my teeth, are my physical senses exalted in this moment? Is this what dying is? A final rush of memory? Each person, each incident, one particular telephone pole flashing past as you streak away on a runaway express train. My first sight of Alma Hawks. It was last Wednesday.
Excuse me.
Good thing people's heads close while they're still babies. Otherwise, everybody on Lobo's Island be lined up instead of those few. Just waiting for a chance to peek into her head.
Whose head?
Alma Hawks. Oh, that's Alma down there on the bow.
Is she a local celebrity or something?
Son, on this island, your kids get ornery. You just say Alma Hawks at them, and they do like you tell them. And I mean right now. She's about as welcome as a July hurricane.
What's her claim to fame?
Just up and killed her paw, that's all. With a shot gap. No reason anyone's ever been able to figure out. Finished him off without a word. 27 years they put her away. And here she comes again. She sure give you the once-over.
Does she have any place to go or anybody to take her there?
We'll run the boat back over to the mainland at 5. I'll be at the fish house.
Hey! Can I give you a lift? I'm parked right over there.
You know who I am?
Yeah, Artie told me your name. Mine's Stiles.
Stiles. Is that a first name?
Todd.
The jetty, then south along the beach. We used to catch tarpon right off that jetty. 6 and 7 feet long. Mullet's the best bait for tarpon. You know, you can write on a tarpon scale in ink and it'll never wear off. In the summer, this was always so alive here on Lobos Island. Parties and all the weekend houses. All the people would come down from Houston and Dallas. My house is up ahead.
Not gonna stay here.
Well, even if we're just one board standing.
Oh, what about the gas, the lights, and water?
It'll come in time.
It's all boarded up.
There's a wood stove inside. Those boards across the door, well, that's what I'll burn tonight. And tomorrow, well, new day.
Well, I only have to make 3 trips to the mainland a day. I've got time on my hands, so I'll come over tomorrow and help you get the place running.
Thank you, son.
You got the closest look. What'd you think?
She's still mighty pretty.
Emily got a good look at her down to the toe gate. Emily says that was the wig she was wearing.
Didn't look like no wig to me.
You think you know better than Emily about women's hair?
I know what I've seen. I say she's still mighty pretty.
Why not?
You don't work 'em much in prison. 3 squares a day, place to sleep, nothing to nibble at you. Maybe make a basket now and then, make a pair of shoes. Good life. Emily says it's a wig. Read a book once about women in prison. Lose their hair. No vitamins. They get all kinds of vitamins. I don't care what the book says. They feed them real good, steaks and all. Where do you think your tax money goes? To buy Alma Hawks and others like her steaks.
Mattie here was wondering, supposing she was to ask around, would anybody point him out to her, say, that's your boy, Miss Hawks?
Elsewise, why'd she come back?
You see, Mattie, she can ask and she can look from here to Nuevo Laredo. She ain't gonna find no loving son.
She already got herself a likely candidate. Spotted him on the ferry boat first thing. My deckhand, Stiles.
You know, Mattie, he does favor you. Same complexion, same build, same age.
How would she know what I'm supposed to look like? She ain't seen me since that first week I was born.
All right. We'll give her a son. That's what you come for. We'll give her stars.
I don't know, Kyle. He's a pretty steady young fella. I doubt if he'd go along with any shenanigans.
You don't suppose I'm gonna tell him the real reason, do you?
We don't want to give her nothing. The sooner she finds out she ain't welcome, the sooner she leaves. Might as well send Mattie over to her. Gonna send her a son, send her the real thing.
I don't want to ever see her.
We give her the wrong son. Then when she gets set, thinks how sweet life is, we pull the plug.
I don't mind holding my silence, Kyle. Nobody wants her around, but this idea, I don't know, it's pretty cold-blooded. I don't care what she's done, she's still a mother.
You think I forgot what she done to my brother? 27 years. She got off easy. Maybe she thinks she paid our debt to society. But she hasn't paid me. You butter up, Stars. Tell him Old Man Hawks invites him to come fishing this afternoon.
Send out some special kind of message, Mr. Hawks, to make the fish strike your line? We're not 15 feet apart. We got the same equipment, the same bait, the same water. How do the fish tell the amateurs from the professionals? And you'd think they'd prefer the amateurs.
Out there, what do you see?
One big pool of frustration.
To you, that's just gulp water. Fact is, little ways out there, it's the first sandbar. Runs parallel with shore all the way into Mexico. 20 yards further out is a second bar. Beyond that, a third. So, I just drop her where she counts. Man's got to look deep if he wants to see. Take this morning when Alma landed. From where you stood, just a poor woman shut out by a hard-shell community with no mercy in its soul. Now, I'm not faulting you. I can understand how it must look to an outsider. But you got to look deeper. You got to appreciate the bitterness and the scandal that went before. Alma's my niece. It was my baby brother Jim she killed. Her own father.
Artie told me something about it, but he didn't say anything about a reason.
She never give no reason, even at the trial. Claimed she couldn't remember doing it. Claimed she didn't know why. Now, you and me, we know better than that, boy. You kill a man, you know it. You know why. It was a summer like all the others. The inn was full up. And on the beaches along here, you could see the old people walking and collecting shells. And the honeymooners whispering and touching and giggling. And the high flyers from Houston soaking up the sun and turning cartwheels and looking for trouble. By the time Alma knew she was going to have the baby, they were all gone. By the time we knew it, it was spring again. My brother did what he had to do. He took in to see Doc Rogers on the mainland, made all the arrangements. Right after she had the baby, Alma came back and thanked him. She just walked in and hit him 20, 30 times with a gaff. Then she put him in a trunk and tried to ship it off the island. Said she couldn't remember doing that either. Like these sandbars, boy, they just keep building and building. That's how folks on Lobos feel about Alma. That bitterness just keeps building, and that resentment. Still, what kind of world would it be if we never tried to forget and forgive? To lay it right out for you, boy, I just can't stand the sight of it. I see her, I see my brother. The way he was piled up there when she got done with him. I tried. All these years I tried. 'Cause she's my flesh and blood, too. But I can't look at her. It takes an outsider. Somebody like you to start the ball rolling.
Frankly, Mr. Hawks, when you invited me out here fishing today, I thought it was to tell me stop helping her or you'll fire me off the ferry boat.
Boy, you don't know Kyle Hawks. There is one thing, though. Her son. She's just living to find him. That's why she come back. Trouble is, he ran away years ago. He was hardly 15. Haven't heard sign of him since. Now, it strikes me, the way folks feel about Alma, she needs the one thing that'll put her back on her feet. She needs her son. I got you in mind, boy.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Mr. Hawks.
Well, what's the harm? You'll only be here for another month. Until you leave, let her think what she wants to think, as long as it makes her happy.
Forget it, Mr. Hawks.
I'll sort of feed you information, things about Alma and my brother, and how her own son was until he left.
If she's been in prison 27 years, she's learned to look a fact in the face. She should be told. Her son's gone. A lot of people's sons are gone.
You gonna tell her? You gonna be the one to drive in that last nail? We may resent Alma coming back, reminding us of the shameful things she done. But we ain't cruel. We care. Even if it don't look that way, boy, we care.
Thanks. They get the water hooked up yet?
You know what today is?
Nope.
March the 16th?
Well, that's one of the comforts of Lobos Island. That's why I took the job here. I never know what day it is. I don't read the newspapers, I don't watch television, I don't listen to the radio. I ignore calendars and clocks. I came here for the winter to ruminate and vegetate. Maybe figure out who I am and what I am. So, I don't know, and I don't care what day it is.
Tomorrow's your birthday.
I was born March the 12th, not March the 17th. That's one thing I do know.
Take it from me, I know. They're connecting the gas this afternoon. You know, I don't even know what your favorite cake is.
Miss Hawks,
Chocolate?
I think we ought to get this straightened
Well,
out.
I don't blame you for calling me Miss Hawks. All this time, the things they must have said about me. Haven't you ever wondered about your father?
My father and I were very close.
He came back?
Oh, look, Miss
Oh,
Hawks.
of course he wouldn't have come back. How would he have known? Still, he might have read the papers. No, he wouldn't have come back. Not after he read what I did to Papa. I'm glad you don't hate him. He was tall like you, and he gave off light. I know that sounds silly, but I want you to understand. It's terribly important to me that you understand what kind of a boy he was and why I loved him. I told him, you look like you swallowed the sun. This light shines from inside you. His eyes were on fire and his skin aglow, and he was so alive. Later, when I tried to explain to Papa what had happened, I said, can you stop the moon from reflecting the sun? When I was with him, he made me bright. Papa kept insisting, bright? Stupid, you mean. If you're so bright, what's his name? Where can we find him? I don't know why I never asked his name or where he came from. I guess I was just happy to have him find me. And me to find him. You can say what you want to, but I'd know you anywhere. As his son and mine. I've lived every tick of the clock for this moment. My son. My son.
My mother's name was Martha. I was born March the 12th, 1936. 4:30 in the morning at the Leroy Sanitarium in New York City. delivering physician Dr. Richard Bishop. Weight 8 pounds, 12 ounces. Length 22 inches.
Honey, I understand. I know how impossible it is to accept the idea of having a mother who did what I did. But all that's over. It's been chopped out of me. In the nights in my cell, I'd imagine I was being sliced up like you slice up a sea worm for bait, until all the old pieces were cut away and I grew again, fresh and new. I know why you took a false name and went away. I don't blame you. But you came back, just as I did. Give me a chance to make up for all the hurt I've caused you. Give me the time to prove to you how much I can love you. Let me try. Mattie, please.
Mattie?
Don't go away, Mattie.
I'll be back.
Is chocolate all right? A double layer cake with one candle to celebrate a new lifetime, starting now. Year 1?
Yeah, chocolate's fine.
That was from me. Now get up. I got one for you from Mama.
What are you drinking?
I'll get to you in a minute.
Give him a double.
What kind of people are you, anyway?
Got to knock on something. Knock on me.
No wonder you're the king of the fishermen. You know just how to bait a hook, don't you?
Mattie, tell him.
He ain't gonna drink that. How'd you like to walk around with a sink on every finger and a net dragging at your feet? Well, Kyle here, he cut them sinkers off. He turned me loose of that net. He gave me a roof, a clean bed, and my self-respect. I can still remember the day he almost skinned old man Thompson alive for calling me what he went and called me. Not a man or a woman or a kid on this island ever called me anything but Mattie Hawks from then on. He's been my pa and my ma and the grandpa I lost all account of that crazy woman. Just 'cause she whelped me. That don't mean nothing. That don't give her no rights. You got to earn them rights a day at a time, like Kyle here, like he done for me. He raised me up, not her. So what'd she come back for? Stir things up again? Remind everyone? Make them look at me like they did before he cleaned up on old man Thompson? All right. You can come at me again, Todd. See if you can get in another punch like that first one. Only this time you're gonna know you had yourself a fight. 'Cause I ain't got no mind ever to go to that woman and say, here I am, Ma. Here's your loving son, Mattie.
Make a wish. thought it was Matty.
There's been a real bad mix-up, Alma. I turned up another Matty for you.
I don't understand.
Well, this boy here, he just come in on a boat from New Orleans. Says his name's Matty. Said he was born here on Lobos Island. I got to thinking. Could be this your son.
I got my son.
Well, now, we can't be too sure, Alma. I don't know about that. Sheriff called this morning from the mainland. Said he's got a young fellow over there at Point Concord. Named Matty, too. Said he'd try to run him over, maybe tomorrow, let you take a look at him. I mean, that's 3 Mattys in less than a week.
Well, but you know who he is. It's Todd. Todd is Matty.
Well, we can't be sure, Alma. You see, that boy of yours, he ran away when he was real young. I didn't want to say anything the first few days you was back. And knowing how you feel about finding your boy. But this fella here seems to know quite a bit about the family.
What was my mother's name?
Go ahead.
Harriet?
Well, anybody knows that.
How about that boy Todd? I mean, Matty. He knows?
Of course he knows. But he keeps saying he doesn't. He's still ashamed to admit about things. But he's not denying it so much anymore. It takes time.
Tell her some more, boy. Tell her about my house. How it was when you was a boy.
Well, there was that one wall with the special paper all the way from Dallas. Them red roses.
You remember that paper, Alma? How your ma loved it?
You coached him. You're doing this deliberately just to get back at me, Kyle. I know you.
I'm only trying to help. Come along, boy. Nobody can say you didn't try. It's not your fault she turns her back on you.
I sent for it last week. Please look at it. Now, go ahead. It's a copy of my birth certificate. Miss Hawks, I'm leaving, just as soon as I can sort out my own responsibility in this.
No, I won't believe it. I can't believe it.
Look, Miss Hawks, I'm sick about everything
Miss
that's
Hawks.
happened.
Mother.
I never would have done it, except I thought it might help. They convinced...
Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it. Uncle Carl! Uncle Carl! Uncle Carl! Uncle Carl! Uncle Carl! I put Bummer in the trunk. In the trunk. Papa kept saying, you're no good like your mother was. He said, maybe she ran off, but you won't. Oh, no. You won't. When I was a little girl, he'd lock me in the closet. Mama would try to get me out. But she was afraid of him. And then she went away. Papa became worse. You remember Uncle Kyle, how much worse he got? Then, when he found out how I was, when he found out about me and the boy, he grabbed my arm. Please, Papa, not the closet, not the closet. It's bad for my baby. Don't scare my baby. Lock your shame in there, he said. Have your baby in the dark with the lid clamped down on both of you. Please. He pushed me down.